Have you ever thought about finding love again as you grow older? Life is full of chapters, isn't it? Each chapter brings with it new experiences, new lessons, and sometimes unexpected challenges. As we grow older, many of us find that one of the most challenging chapters of life is dealing with the loss or ending of a long-term relationship. Whether you've lost your spouse to death or separation, the loneliness that follows can be overwhelming. Sometimes this loneliness leads to thoughts of starting again, of remarrying, and that's okay. After all, we all desire companionship, someone to share our days with, and someone to care for. But before you make such a life-changing decision, there's something important you need to know. There's a truth about remarrying at an older age that not everyone talks about. This truth is not about discouraging you from remarrying. It's about helping you make the right decision for your happiness, peace of mind, and the life you've worked so hard to build. So, take a moment, relax, and let's have this honest conversation about what you need to know before remarrying in your later years. Hey everyone, welcome back to Bloom and Nourish. In this video, we will share a touching and insightful story about Mr. Tan, a 65-year-old man who sought companionship after years of feeling lonely. His journey into remarriage came with unexpected challenges that taught him important lessons about relationships in later life. When you grow old, don't remarry if you don't know this truth. Number 1. Loneliness versus true companionship. As we age, it's natural to feel lonely, especially if we've spent decades with a partner who is no longer with us. The silence of an empty house, the absence of someone to share your thoughts with, or even the simple act of eating dinner alone can feel heavy. Loneliness has a way of creeping into our hearts and making us believe that remarriage is the only solution. But here's the truth. Loneliness is not a reason to remarry. Yes, companionship is a beautiful thing, but rushing into a marriage out of fear of being alone can lead to regret. It's important to ask yourself, do I truly want a new partner, or am I just trying to escape loneliness? Am I ready to share my life again, or am I looking for something to fill a void? Loneliness can often be addressed in other ways, through friendships, spending time with family, joining social groups, or even exploring new hobbies you never had time for before. True companionship, on the other hand, requires a deep connection, trust, and mutual respect. Don't confuse the two. Number 2, the importance of knowing yourself. By the time we reach our later years, we've lived through so much. You've likely gone through joys, heartbreaks, challenges, and triumphs that have shaped you into the person you are today. But sometimes we lose touch with who we are because we've spent so much of our lives focusing on others, our spouse, children, or careers. Before you consider remarriage, take some time to reconnect with yourself. Ask yourself, who am I now? What do I truly want from the years ahead? What kind of relationship would make me happy, and what kind would not? Marriage at any age requires compromise. It means sharing your time, energy, and space with another person. But at this stage in life, you've earned the right to be honest about what you want and need. Don't rush into a marriage without first understanding who you are and what truly matters to you. Number 3, consider your family dynamics. For many older adults, remarrying is not just about you and your new partner. It's about your family as well. If you have children or grandchildren, your decision to remarry can have a significant impact on them. It's important to have open and honest conversations with your family about your intentions. Some children may feel uncomfortable or even upset about the idea of their parent remarrying, especially if they are still grieving the loss of your previous spouse. This doesn't mean you shouldn't remarry if it's what you truly want, but it does mean you should approach the topic with sensitivity and understanding. Ask yourself, how will this decision affect my relationship with my children and grandchildren? Am I prepared to navigate any potential conflicts or concerns? Marriage creates new family dynamics, and it's important to ensure that your decision doesn't unintentionally create tension or distance within your family. Number 4. Protecting your financial stability. Let's talk about something practical but extremely important: your finances. At this stage in life, you've worked hard to build financial stability, and it's essential to protect it. Marriage brings with it financial implications that many people don't think about until it's too late. For example, will you combine your finances with your new partner, or will you keep them separate? How will remarriage affect your retirement plans, pensions, or Social Security benefits? What about inheritance? How will your decision impact what you leave behind for your children or grandchildren? Before remarrying, it's important to have clear, honest conversations about finances with your potential partner. Consider consulting a financial advisor or attorney to ensure that your assets, savings, and future are protected. Number 5. Taking time to truly know the person. At this stage in life, there's no need to rush into anything. If you're considering remarriage, take your time to get to know the other person deeply. Don't let emotions or loneliness cloud your judgment. Ask yourself, does this person share similar values and goals for the future? Are they respectful of my independence and my past? How do they treat others, especially in difficult situations? It's also important to observe how they interact with your family and friends. Do they fit into your existing life, or do they create tension? Trust your instincts. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Number 6. Health and caregiving responsibilities. As we age, health becomes a more significant factor in our lives. Before remarrying, it's important to consider how health and caregiving responsibilities might play a role in your relationship. For example, are you prepared to care for your partner if their health declines? Are they prepared to do the same for you? How will health and medical decisions be handled if one of you becomes seriously ill? These are not easy questions to ask, but they are necessary. A marriage built on mutual understanding and preparedness will be much stronger in the face of life's challenges. Number 7. Prioritizing your peace and happiness. Finally, remember this: your peace and happiness should always come first. Remarriage can be a beautiful thing, but it's not the only path to a fulfilling life. Take time to focus on yourself, explore your passions, spend time with loved ones, travel, or simply enjoy the quiet moments of life. When you are at peace with yourself, you'll be better equipped to make a decision about whether remarriage is right for you. At the end of the day, your happiness is your responsibility. Don't let societal pressure, fear of loneliness, or the opinions of others push you into a decision that doesn't feel right for you. Before we dive into Mr. Tan's story, please take a moment to like this video if you find it helpful. Your support helps us share important lessons about aging and relationships. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so and turning on notifications so you never miss an update. If you enjoy this video, please comment 1. If not, let me know by commenting 0. Your feedback is crucial for improving our content. Dear viewers, many of us understand that living alone in old age can be tough and lonely. Many elderly individuals find themselves longing for companionship, which often leads them to think about remarriage. In today's society, getting remarried is no longer just for the young. Older adults have every right to seek a partner to enhance their lives during their later years. This choice is completely natural and increasingly accepted. However, while remarriage can bring happiness and fulfillment, it also comes with unique challenges that require understanding and compassion from both partners. For any relationship to thrive, both individuals must show empathy and tolerance toward each other. If one person only focuses on their own needs without considering the other's feelings, problems are likely to arise. For example, as people age, they may develop certain characteristics that others find difficult to accept, like changes in body odor. While some might find these changes unpleasant, understanding and compassion are vital to avoid unnecessary conflicts. Let's look at Mr. Tan's story more closely. Mr. Tan is a 65-year-old widower who had been living alone for many years after losing his wife in an accident when he was just 45 years old. After her tragic death, he focused on raising their 2 children rather than thinking about remarriage. For 15 years, he dedicated himself to work and family life until he finally retired at 60. Once his children married and started their own families, Mr. Tan found himself living alone in a quiet house. At first, he enjoyed the freedom that came with solitude, being able to travel or stay out late without answering to anyone. However, as time passed, the loneliness began to weigh heavily on him. He realized he missed having someone to share his life with, someone to talk to during quiet evenings or rainy days. By the time he turned 65, he felt ready to seek companionship again. It was then that he met Mrs. Mai, a charming 62-year-old woman who brought warmth into his life. They quickly formed a bond and decided to marry after receiving encouragement from Mr. Tan's children. However, just 5 days into their marriage, things took an unexpected turn when Mrs. Mai expressed discomfort with what she described as Mr. Tan's unpleasant odor, a situation that left him bewildered and hurt. Mr. Tan's experience highlights how remarriage can sometimes lead to unforeseen challenges rather than the joy one hopes for. After his initial shock at Mrs. Mai's comments about his smell, he took immediate action, showering thoroughly and using perfume in hopes of resolving the issue. Despite his efforts, Mrs. Mai continued to complain about the smell in their home, leading them into conflict rather than companionship. Their relationship deteriorated quickly. Within just 5 days of marriage, they decided to separate. This painful experience taught Mr. Tan significant lessons about companionship and expectations in later life relationships. Mr. Tan learned that seeking companionship is not just about filling a void. It requires mutual understanding and acceptance of each other's imperfections, especially as we age and our bodies change. He realized that instead of enriching his life with love and support through remarriage, he had introduced new challenges that were difficult to navigate alone. Now embracing solitude once again, Mr. Tan holds on to hope that one day he may find someone who values companionship over perfection, a partner who will accept him as he is during life's twilight years. He encourages others not to let age stop them from pursuing their dreams or desires for love and connection. It's never too late to seek happiness or fulfillment. As we reflect on Mr. Tan's story, let it inspire us all to approach aging with openness and acceptance of life's changes, both good and bad. Life is full of opportunities for growth at any age. Every stage offers unique chances for self-improvement and personal fulfillment. Remember, age is just a number. It does not define your potential or limit your ability to pursue what brings you joy. If you have dreams or goals you've been putting off because of your age, start now. Confidence is key. Do not let fear hold you back from living life fully. As we wrap up, let me leave you with this. Remarriage is a deeply personal decision, and it's one that should be made with care, wisdom, and self-awareness. Take the time to reflect on what you truly want, and don't be afraid to prioritize your own well-being. Whether you choose to remarry or not, remember that life is still full of opportunities for love, connection, and joy. You deserve a life that brings you peace and fulfillment, no matter what path you choose. Thank you for watching. If this video gave you something to think about, please like, share, and subscribe for more thoughtful discussions like this. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.